There's one massive mistake that people make when it comes to tracking their fitness with certain fitness trackers. In this case, something like MyFitnessPal. There are other fitness trackers out there when it comes to logging your food or anything like that, but this specifically stops them from losing weight. Now, I push people a lot to track their food. I always say that what gets measured gets managed. And it's true because we need to see what's going in order to know how much we need to push to see what we need to do going out. And if we don't get the results, then we need to look at that going inside of things, how many calories, what protein, fats, and carbohydrates have been put into our body. And that tells us what's going on. So many times I've seen people say, "Oh, I eat healthy." Okay, but I'm not losing weight. Okay, how many calories are you eating? And we need to see a rough amount. Now, it's a massive benefit to track your food. It keeps you accountable. Many times I've seen people say, I didn't know how low protein I was having, or I didn't know how many calories are in this donut or croissant, and soon adds up. You learn what is actually in the food. And I always say that your body is your business. In fact, I've been coining that phrase for about 6, 7 years now. And it is totally, totally true. I work with a lot of people in business, and we need to treat our body like that. We need to know what the KPIs are, what your profit and loss is. You need to know your numbers in order to move forward with your health. But the big problem, specifically with something like MyFitnessPal, is that a lot of people add the calories from exercise that come through. So if we look, I don't know if you can see this on here. It says I've had 443 calories from exercise today. I've had 400 calories from food. So I've got 2,917 calories remaining because it's added those 443 calories to my goal calorie of 2,872. Therefore, how do I know that I've burnt those calories? What's happened is I've put my Garmin watch on and it's tracked calories from the activity. Those calories being from specifically from elliptical training, from the cross trainer. Now, the problem we have here is that everyone burns those calories at a slightly different makeup. A calorie is just a form of heat that comes from burning in this activity side of things. Now, what is it actually tracking? A lot of the times, I see people tracking their calories, for example, going on an Apple Watch and they're then putting on 45 minutes of weight training through this and saying that you've burnt 400 calories through that time. It's not necessarily tracking like this workout is tracking what you would burn through the day anyway. It's not necessarily an additional calories. And to say you're burning 400 calories from weight training, that's pretty much impossible. If you actually think about weight training, and you're doing 45 minutes of a gym session. Maybe you have 5 exercises and you're doing 3, 4 sets on them. Maybe you have a chat between sets a little bit. You scroll on Instagram or you go and like my videos on TikTok. You do whatever you need to do. But your actual work through that time, say a set is 45, 50, 60 seconds. Say 60 seconds because that makes it easier for maths for me. And you're doing 4 sets on 5 exercises. That's what 20 minutes of work. Now, you're then tracking a 45-minute session as if you're constantly going. That is going to track your heart rate. That heart rate might be a little bit higher after that set and so forth. So it's not consistently burning calories. We also can look at cardio as well. A lot of times people will put it on for a run. And this is where I see a lot of people then chasing a calorie goal, or we want to chase a calorie goal on a cardio equipment. And that's all well and good. Maybe you burnt 300, 400 calories while you're running for an hour. But actually, after that time, how much calories are your body burning from recovery? And we need to take all of these sort of things into account. That's where it becomes complicated. Tracking your calories going out is so much harder than tracking your calories coming in. So, what I like to do with clients is that we need to track a steady, consistent amount of calories. So have a goal amount of calories based on what your BMR, your basal metabolic rate is, which is your body's amount of calories that it will roughly burn doing nothing throughout the day, simply living, simply just sitting there, just sitting at your desk doing nothing. Now, this is going to vary from person to person based on your height, based on your weight, but we want a number to start on. Now, that number, have it a tiny bit higher, maybe 200 calories higher. Everyone will potentially underestimate what they're eating to a little degree, even if they're not doing it on purpose. Just they will underestimate what they're eating. So have the calories a little bit lower than you need them to be if we were to use specifically just in versus out science. Track your movement with regard to steps and just be consistent with them. Now, again, steps is going to be hard to count. If you are in the worship band at church and the drummer there will have so many steps, no, they're playing the drums throughout the service, and their Apple Watch or whatever it is going to track so many steps. If you're cooking, then it's going to track those as steps. It can be very, very inconsistent. So the key thing I feel is just to be consistent-ish, do your best, because perfection is not really possible unless we look at it on an individual daily basis. Is that perfect today is going to look different tomorrow and look different to yesterday. Being consistent, consistency over perfection is going to get you ahead. That is crucial. So should you add those calories you get from exercise in your food tracking app? No. Have a consistent amount of calories to aim for. Aim for those calories for an extended period of time. See what are your goals. Are you looking to put on muscle, put on weight, get more energy, improve your sleep? Have those goals. See if you're getting closer to them or you're getting further away from them, and adjust your calories accordingly. Stop trying to simply just use technology. It's not always going to be the best method. Hopefully, these methodologies will get better. Technology will improve. It's definitely getting better with AI. But at the moment, they're not at a place where they will accurately measure your calories just from a watch sitting on your wrist or a ring on your finger or whatever it is, a band around your wrist. Just be consistent, move forward. And if you need support, building a perfect plan specifically for you and your schedule, your lifestyle, your goals, drop me a message and we'll get on a call and chat as quickly as possible. Thank you.